is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning at 6:30 in the morning on March 14th. I'm Gabriella Becerra. Taylor Lazenby has the day off. If you overslept this morning, don't forget to set your clocks ahead 1 hour today. Daylight savings time went into effect at 2 this morning. The tradition is meant to give people extra sunlight in the evening hours. Right now, daylight saving time ends in November when we fall back an hour. But there's legislation in Congress to make daylight saving time last all year round. Not everyone observes the tradition. Hawaii and Arizona don't change their clocks. While it's just 1 hour, it could have a significant impact on your sleep, and sleep experts say one of the best ways to deal with that time change is to focus on getting healthy sleep. Make sure the room is darkened and put down all technology at least an hour before bedtime. This will help your internal clock reset. Sleep impacts the immune system, attention span, mood, and your heart. Doctors say data shows that at least less than 7 hours of sleep correlates with increased death from cancer. But one upside to moving the clocks forward is warmer temperatures are not far behind. Let's check in with meteorologist Hattie McLean with your first WARN forecast.
Good morning, Gabby. You're right, a little tired this morning, losing an hour of sleep overnight. Sun now rising after 7 o'clock, so we're not able to see a lot just yet from our sky camera shot. We don't have a lot of clouds in the area just yet, but we will see those clouds thicken up, especially later on tonight. Here's a look at weather track. Right now, you see just mainly some high-level clouds moving across the area. No precipitation, though, in the forecast region just yet. We'll have a dry forecast today. Temperatures are actually warmer than they were this time yesterday. We're at 37 here in Madison, 41 in Mineral Point and Janesville already, so a much warmer start to the day. Temperatures, though, aren't going to climb as quickly today. We'll top in the upper 40s this afternoon, sort of the calm before the storm arrives. No precipitation today. We should see some sunshine as well. Keep in mind, though, an alert day is in the forecast, and those winter weather conditions return on Monday. I'll have all the details in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Hattie. Dane County authorities are looking for a missing 15-year-old girl. Taya Miggs was last seen Thursday night leaving Wisconsin Heights High School. Police say she got into a car with someone she knows. Miggs also has ties to Black Earth, the Camden Road area of Madison, and Sun Prairie. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Dane County Sheriff's Office. A death investigation is underway in Columbus. The Department of Justice says a man's body was found yesterday morning in the Crawfish River. Authorities say it's the same man who was running from officers after they were dispatched to a home Friday after a report of domestic incident. DSI is leading the investigation. A man has been arrested in connection to a bank robbery in Stoughton back in February. Stoughton police say 51-year-old Todd Templeton was arrested in Cleveland, Tennessee by the U.S. Marshal Service and Cleveland Police Department. Templeton is accused of robbing the Associated Bank on King Street on February 24th. The investigation is ongoing. Registered nurses at Unity Point Health Meriter say they may go on strike later this month if their contract demands aren't met. We told you about this possibility earlier this week. Last night, the nurses say they notified hospital management that they could strike starting March 24th. Federal law requires they give 10 days notice before a strike. The nurses say they want their new contract agreement to better support those who have worked on the front lines during the pandemic.
We've all heard the stories of the patients that got really sick and then they died in the hospital alone. That is something that's been absolutely devastating. Not, to the families that happened to, I can't even imagine. But it also affected all of the staff that had to do that and go through that as well.
Nurses also say they want a meaningful voice in decision-making. Unity Point Health Meriter says it has actively been engaged in bargaining for more than a month and is deeply disappointed seeing this strike notice. A hospital spokesperson says safe patient care is of the utmost importance to us, and we have already plans in place to bring in qualified and experienced nursing staff in the interim. About 3 months after the first batch of COVID-19 vaccines arrived in Wisconsin, local health care providers continue to answer questions about why the vaccine is safe and effective. UW Health Dr. James Conway says it's natural to be skeptical given how quickly these vaccines were created. He says the process to approve them was dramatically faster than previous vaccines against chickenpox or tetanus, and it involves streamlining rather than changing the process.
The emergency use authorization that the FDA issued, since they've never done it for a vaccine before, they really set remarkably high standards. The EUA, or Emergency Use Authorization program that they developed for the vaccines, essentially meets the European full FDA approval requirements. And so what we're requiring for emergency use is really what's required in most of the rest of the world for full authorization of a vaccine.
He also says compared to drug development, which requires a couple thousand people to be involved in clinical trials, the vaccine clinical trials involved tens of thousands of people to make sure researchers weren't missing any rare side effects. Nearly 12% of Wisconsinites have now finished their coronavirus vaccination series. More than 41,000 doses were administered around the state yesterday. 21.1% of the state's population has received at least one shot. DHS is reporting 462 new cases of the virus. 13 more people have died. First responders have been working hard during the pandemic, but their training is never complete. Photojournalist Shelby Evans shows us how first responders are staying prepared for any emergency.
Tom Landgraf has been a paramedic for 20 years.
To keep your national certification as a paramedic, you have to go through refreshers every 2 years.
He's been to about 10 of these courses, but this year, like most things, it looks different. Pandemics don't wait for the proper training to happen, so the UW Health Emergency Education Center had to adapt.
The students, the paramedics, the practicing EMTs out in the field are still having to perform these skills and manage these patients. And so we had to work really hard to find a way that we could still meet their continuing education needs.
This particular training is very important because of the fact that they are dealing with airway management. COVID is very big with airway management.
COVID-19 attacks the respiratory system. Responders get experience treating COVID patients by practicing their skills on harvested sheep or pig lungs and dummies.
What it would do is it would bypass an obstruction up here.
What we're going through today is how to safely manage those airways appropriately, how to do what's right for the patient while still keeping, appropriate protection for the paramedics.
These advanced skills are last resort options for the responders to use on patients. Landgraf has never had to use these methods on a real person.
So it's helpful to be able to see it up close.
But now he and other Madison first responders are ready to act when they're called upon.
Organizers say the Emergency Education Center also trains hospital and pre-hospital workers year-round. Right now, you're taking a live look over the Capitol, and Hattie is tracking your Sunday morning forecast just ahead.
How a small-town Wisconsin doctor became a pandemic authority. Tonight after the Grammys.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Do you make junk disappear?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
Now.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
At US Cellular, we believe everyone deserves 5G. So we're building our powerful 5G network for the millions of Americans who live outside of New York and LA, like teachers in Madison and small business owners in Rockford. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge for everyone, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Tempur-Pedic's mission is to give you truly transformative sleep. So no more tossing and turning or trouble falling asleep. Because only Tempur-Pedic uses proprietary Tempur material that adapts and responds to your body to relieve pressure. So you get deep, uninterrupted sleep. Experience the mattress ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Health researchers are trying to learn more about diseases like arthritis, cancer, asthma, diabetes. Join the All of Us research program to share your health information. With your partnership, they will learn more faster.
Over 10 years ago, we made a promise to redefine everything a truck can be. And while we've made good on that promise by winning back-to-back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards, the work is never done.
During Ram Truck Month, hurry in and get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus $4,000 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500. Visit ram.com and see your local Ram dealer today.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Do you make junk disappear?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
Now.
And that!
Ooh, take it all.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And good Sunday morning. Your First Warn weather forecast does have an alert day in the forecast for the start of the week on Monday. Keep that in mind. 1 to 4 inches of slushy snow accumulation is expected. So haven't really changed those snow accumulations at all, but we have added the chance for some mixed precipitation, possibly accumulating up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. So there's the potential for some light freezing rain or freezing drizzle as this precipitation comes to an end later on Monday. Roads could be slippery tomorrow, though, all day with that snow spreading in the morning. Winter weather advisories have been issued for parts of the area. We talked about this yesterday, that there was the potential from Madison points to the west back towards the river valley. We're looking at a winter weather advisory. It starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning and goes until 7 p.m. Again, here's a look at that snow accumulation map. Still looking like the heaviest snow accumulations are going to be in southwestern Wisconsin, 2 to 4 inches there. Lighter amounts as you go north and east, and especially towards Milwaukee as well. So here's a look outside. A beautiful shot from our Edgewater sky camera this morning. It's 37 degrees here in Madison. There is a northerly wind, so a bit of a wind chill early today. It feels like 31. Wind is definitely going to be a factor. It's a very dry northeasterly wind going across southern Wisconsin. That's going to act to push that precipitation away from us. So even though it looks like that rain is relatively close and it could be moving in today, that northeasterly wind is going to fight that precipitation all day. So one more dry day for southern Wisconsin. Clouds have been slow to move in as well, so I think we'll squeak out partly sunny skies through most of the day today. Take a look at temperatures across the region, and we're talking generally 30s for the state. A little bit cooler, colder than the freezing point in Rhinelander, Eau Claire, right at freezing in Superior this morning. Closer to 40, though, here in southern Wisconsin. And a closer look at those southern Wisconsin temperatures. If you're waking up in the Dells right now, it's 37 degrees. A little cooler through the Wisconsin River Valley with upper 20s there. Right along the state line, though, temperatures are right around 40. Now, yesterday, a little breezy at times, but today, those winds are going to be stronger. Again, from the northeast, but around 20 miles an hour in the afternoon, so keep that in mind. Our future track forecast model will show you partly sunny skies. Temperatures are going to warm today, but not as much. By the lunch hour, should be around the mid-40s, topping in the mid to upper 40s later on this afternoon. Again, that northeasterly wind will keep a chill in the air. Overnight tonight, look for skies to turn mostly cloudy, but here is 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. That snow still off to the west, so it looks like you may be able to make it to work just fine with no issues on the roads, especially from Madison and points to the east. But that snow spreads in the morning. By 10 o'clock, most of us are already seeing some snowflakes. Snow continues into the afternoon. Again, it may mix with a little bit of freezing rain or drizzle at times before it comes to an end. Here's a look at that extended forecast. Temperatures are going to be on the chilly side on Monday, just 34 for the high. We do get back into the 40s, but overall a pretty active week weather-wise. Another chance for a storm system moving in Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Still some question marks on the exact track of that storm and how north it will go, but there is a chance for rain Wednesday into Thursday.
Thanks, Hattie. After a year of cancellations and closures, it's refreshing to continue a News 3 tradition that feels, well, rather normal. Today is Pie Day, and at Hubbard Avenue Diner, we were able to hold the annual News 3 Now Pie Eating Contest. Take a look.
All right, before we let them dive into the pies, we want to make sure we get around and introduce everyone. Before they're covered in French silk. Aiden, our Hattie's son right now. Aiden, what is your go-to strategy with eating this pie?
Well, I think I'm just gonna try and fit as much of the pie in my mouth as possible.
Our own photographer, Chris Bubba. What is your advice and strategy for today?
Oh, I'm just gonna be, rocking it down to Hubbard Avenue. Gonna eat some pie now.
Will Loper, who has won this 2 times already. Will, you come in always with a blazing speed in eating this pie. What is your strategy this year?
Right. I usually make an entire mess of my face, so I think this year I'm going to do 832 tiny bites and just go very quickly with each bite.
Matt Clark, our 4 o'clock producer, coming in today with a nice big slice of pie. Matt, how are you going to approach this one?
You know, a cool drink of water is such a sweet surprise, I think, you know, as Warren's once saying.
Perfect. And our reigning champion, Jared Porter, sitting far away, I think, just in case anything sprays out and about. What is your strategy when approaching this pie?
You know, I've been training all year for this moment, and now it's just go time. It's just to hammer down as much as possible, as quickly as possible.
Perfect. I'm sure your roommate is very proud of you at this moment. 3, 1, 4, go. It is violent. It is moving. There are grunts. There are grunts and snorts. You need to have a clean plate. Silk picked up. 3, 2, 1, pause up. Yep. All right. Is that a clean plate, ladies?
That's a clean plate.
That's a clean plate. Chris Bubba is officially the pie champion of 2021. Can we please tell me about your experience?
Well, the pie was so good, I just couldn't stop eating it. And, you know, I'd like to thank all the little people. And yeah, thanks so much.
Well, if that got your stomach rumbling, you still have a chance to pick up a slice or 2 yourself and take advantage of a great deal. Today, Hubbard Avenue is selling all slices for $3.14. Right now, there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will shares his picks in 3 things to watch. And the Grammys are tonight. Find out where you can watch them and how they're taking a different approach to a pandemic-era awards show. That's next on News 3 Now this morning, Sunday.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Oh, it's cold outside, but you can warm up your winter with a sweet deal from Madison Magazine. Get a 2-year subscription for only $19.95, and we'll send you a free limited edition oak mug, a $5 gift card, and gourmet hot cocoa from Madison's own infusion chocolates. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Go to MadisonMagazine.com and enter OPE21 to receive this amazing deal today, only from Madison Magazine.
We are Dane County. We are Madison, McFarland, Sun Prairie. We are Wanakee, Stoughton, Middleton, Deerfield, and everywhere in between. We are committed to being unique in supporting the value when families share the memories of family and friends at the loss of a loved one. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service. More than just a funeral home, we are the people you know and trust to help families before, during, and after the loss of a loved one. Learn more at crestfuneralservice.com.
This is Ford Truck Month.
So are you ready for a ride?
Now is the time to get a great deal on Ford Ranger, Ford Super Duty, and the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Get our best offers of the year and see what Built Ford Tough can do for you. Welcome to the show, America.
Welcome to the show.
Right now, get $5,750 in total savings on a 2021 F-150. Only during Ford Truck Month.
More than ever, America needs healthcare workers. So if you're ready to answer the call, Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers, including programs that can be completed in 10 months. Accredited and transfer-friendly, Herzing provides the personal care and support you need to succeed. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
It's one thing to say you have the most accurate forecast. It's another to prove it, and we've done just that.
First Warn Weather has been certified most accurate here in Madison by WeatherRate, an independent research firm. They study every news station's forecast every day, every year, and determine scientifically which forecasts align with the actual observed conditions.
Only one station came out on top, and that's News 3 Now First Warn Weather.
Trust the First Warn Weather team for your most accurate forecast.
And on this Sunday morning, we're starting with partly sunny skies across southern Wisconsin and milder conditions. Take a live look from the WIC-TV sky camera. Beautiful shot this morning, but you know what they say, red sky in morning. Sailors take warning. We do have a storm system that's going to approach later on today. Temperatures, though, as I mentioned, quite a bit warmer this morning, anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees warmer across southern Wisconsin, so not a bad start to the day at all. 39 in Platteville, already 41 in Mineral Point and Janesville, 37 in Madison. Heading out the door early this morning, you'll want some layers today. It's not going to be as warm as it was yesterday. Even though we're starting milder, highs will only reach 48 degrees, about 10 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. There will be a wind to factor in as well. Our snow chances increase on Monday after 6 a.m. That snow starts to spread into the area. Snow becoming likely through the afternoon and into the evening hours, and then tapering off pretty quickly as we head towards midnight. Here's that extended forecast. We are going to be a little cool to start the week.
Thanks, Hattie. Hollywood is getting back on track with new releases, but with so many new choices, it can be hard to decide what to watch. Our film critic, Will Loper, has some suggestions.
We want to start a family soon.
We need more space.
If we buy a house, it could be years before we can afford the wedding we've always wanted.
We could do both.
No, we can't.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the reality series Marriage or Mortgage.
The best part about being a wedding planner is being able to create these huge moments for my couples. Oh my God. You and I are going to compete for their business.
Each episode features a wedding planner and real estate agent trying to convince a couple to spend their budget on a wedding or the home of their dreams.
In that house, I just saw us having all of our kids running around just like me and my brother did.
I'm like giving up one dream to have another dream.
You are playing so dirty.
All 10 episodes of Marriage or Mortgage are streaming on Netflix now.
Do we have a decision?
I don't know.
We'll find out. It's such a magic little puzzle.
My favorite palindrome that I've written is tons of UFO snot.
Fans of wordplay will enjoy the new documentary on video-on-demand platforms, The Palindromists.
Mr. Owl ate my metal worm.
Oozy rat in a sanitary zoo.
The film features a competition to see who can come up with the best palindrome, a word or phrase that reads the same forward and backward.
We will invite top palindromists from all across the country and around the world, and I will give the contestants 3 constraints, and they will have 90 minutes or so to craft original palindromes, and the audience will vote on the winners.
Wow means people like it, and hum means that.
The Palindromist is available to rent on VOD for $4.99.
Anyone can sit down, look at a few words, reverse them, and see what happens, and you may come up with something brilliant.
I think if anything can save our civilization, palindromes can.
I believe that we were all brought into this universe for a purpose. You exist for a very definite reason. If opportunity won't knock in your door, break them all.
Finally, new on Disney Plus is the film Own the Room.
51 different nationalities representing their countries as the top student entrepreneurs.
5 students from around the world attend an entrepreneurship competition to pitch their ideas.
I had a technology where I could make synthetic chemicals, but with the sun.
This is a world-changing idea.
This is a competition where people can come from difficult backgrounds and still make it. My mom told me, you have a story that deserves to be heard.
Own the Room is streaming on Disney Plus now.
I finally did it. I did something good in my life.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Longtime host of The Bachelorette, Chris Harrison, will not be returning next season. Harrison temporarily stepped down as host in February after making controversial statements defending a contestant reportedly photographed at an antebellum plantation-themed fraternity event. He later apologized. Former Bachelorette stars Tayshia Adams and Caitlin Bristow will be stepping in to host the new season. Later this morning, we're expecting to learn who will be nominated in this year's Academy Awards. After a few big wins at the Golden Globes, Nomadland is expected to earn several nominations this morning. The Oscars are usually held in February, but were delayed until April this year to give some studios extra time to release their movies. Oscar nominations will be announced online at 7:30 this morning. After a 2-month delay because of the pandemic, the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards will be held tonight, but if you're expecting at-home Zoom performances from the artists, think again. It's the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards. The show was delayed 2 months because of the pandemic, and with no traditional audience in theater seats, this year's show has been designed for the at-home viewer. Comedian Trevor Noah is this year's host. He says it feels like a music festival.
It's been really interesting to see how each musician has found a way to tailor-make their experience to what we're doing here.
Harry Styles will open the show, and women are among the top nominated. Artists Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Dua Lipa lead the pack. You can watch the Grammys Sunday night at 7 p.m. right here on CBS. The Big Ten Tournament's championship game is set. 5th-seeded Ohio State upsetted top-seeded Michigan yesterday. The loss was only the Wolverines' 4th this season. The Buckeyes will take on number 2 Illinois, who beat Iowa. The championship is scheduled for 1:30. March Madness is about to get underway. Today during Selection Sunday, we'll find out whether the Badgers and others make it into the NCAA tournament. Here's a closer look at some of the COVID precautions in place this year.
When it comes to the NCAA tournament, only 2 things can stop a team from sinking a shot: a well-placed block or a positive COVID test.
Right now, if you test positive today, you're looking at a 10-day quarantine wherever you are.
For teams like Virginia and Kansas, that clock starts now, each having pulled out of conference tournaments for positive tests.
So that puts you at the 22nd of March. That's probably after the first round of games. So if your team is able to advance without you, then you may be able to join them then in subsequent games.
Brian Dixon is the Director of Public Health Informatics at the Regan Streif Institute.
So I think that's sufficient. We're clearly kind of identifying people who need to enter quarantine now.
Dixon saying teams should feel confident arriving in town, knowing the NCAA will require 7 negative tests to compete. As long as the team can dress 5 healthy players, they can still suit up.
After additional daily testing. So by the time that the players end up on the court, they've probably been tested at least 10 or 12 times.
Once here, they will be inside the NCAA's controlled environment. Dixon calling it more stringent than the NBA's bubble.
That's a heck of a play. The NBA players had probably a little more flexibility to see their families, for example,